Oh, it's time to make a decision. What are we playing at? Give him the job or give somebody else the job. That's what we're talking about on this week's episode where Bluebirds Walk. We're also talking about the brilliance of Callum Robinson. We're asking Lee whether refereeing standards have dropped and whether VAR is now needed, and what's the best American import, south or north, to Cardiff City, given, of course, the big week in America this week. Welcome back, Lee. A week ago, of course, we were celebrating big wins against Norwich, 2 games on, and we've got 2 losses to review. Do you think both of them were fair losses?
Yeah, I think we've just drained of energy at the moment. We've been playing the same players, and there's not a lot of quality on the bench to bring on either. I have no complaints. I think the more disappointing loss was the Blackburn one. Just the manner of it. It's difficult. I think this international break has come in at the right time. Shame about the results, but I think given the fatigue in the squad and the injuries we have, I think it is good timing. So hopefully after the break now, it'll pick up again.
When we come back, we want a manager announced, don't we? Pretty shortly. Valley's Bluebird says, our club is a joke. Either give him the job or don't and get a manager in. Dalman and Shu and even Tan haven't got a clue. We are a shambles of a club and I'm getting fed up of it. And I'm genuinely starting to hate football. Do you agree with that sentiment, Lee?
It's the life of a Cardiff City fan, but I think it's general football fans. And like as you said, a week ago we were on cloud 9, and now we're down in the doldrums again. But yeah, the fact that we haven't got a permanent manager after 8 weeks is a joke. We're coming into our second international break without a permanent manager. Me personally, I'm in an iron about Riza myself, but we need to have a permanent manager by the next game. If we don't, I don't know what's going on.
What other names have we got other than Riza then being touted?
This is the thing, that there isn't anyone like jumping off of the page. I think this is the problem. I personally think that the board want to give Riza as much chance as possible so they don't have to go out there. It sounds awful. This is the way that Cardiff will run, I'm afraid. Without a director of football, this club isn't going to go anywhere. So I personally think that they are going to give it to Riza. I'm not sure why they haven't given it to him. But as I said, the other options aren't exactly screaming out either.
Yeah. Adam says, he kind of agrees with your point. The squad has 0 depth. Riza couldn't make any changes after Mighty. It's all there. We just need a good January to get support in for a style of play the squad hasn't been set up for. John says, can we have a decision either way on Riza by Monday morning? No other club would have given a caretaker 8 games. And Mikey says about the Blackburn game, I thought we played well the second half. We're genuinely a centre forward and a wide man with pace away from being a good championship side. We need to make a decision on Riza now. Give it to him or get someone else in. Make your mind up in the next 2 weeks. I think it's a fair comment, isn't it? You are a decent side, but you definitely need a centre forward that can tuck the ball away.
We're definitely playing a lot better than we were on the Bullet. A lot better. As I said, I think it's just the fatigue. And, Robinson didn't play yesterday. We're going to talk about him in a minute. And he didn't play yesterday. And it just shows that without that frontal point, there's no structure there. And it's difficult then. You're always playing behind.
Yeah. Craig says, Callum Robinson is the most important player in our squad. The front 3 stood still until 65 minutes. Yak put himself about when he came on, but he's no footballer. We desperately need backup for Robbo. I get the feeling Riza will be thanked for what he's done and let go, unfortunately. Do you get that strange feeling as well that these 2 games this week are going to be his exit?
Again, we don't know. We could end up having someone coming in from Poland or something, someone we've never heard of. This is the fact we don't get talked to as a fan base. And you can see it from Riza in his press conferences. He doesn't know what's going on either, and you can see, and it's seeping down into the team now. The anxiety of not knowing what's going on and so on, and Yeah, it's these last 2 games have been tough losses, but we're still playing good football, so it's difficult.
Okay, and you're still at the bottom 3, so for now, we'll take the bonuses. But this is a huge 2 weeks for Cardiff City. Absolutely huge. All right, then we're also asking about referee decisions because there's been such a number of them in recent games that have been absolutely bizarre, and we've had fans from all across most sides calling out for either the standards to improve or for VAR to be looked at in the Championship. What's your call on it, Lee, as a Cardiff fan?
I was talking to someone in the stand yesterday. The standard of refereeing is poor. The standard of refereeing in the Premier League is poor. So, and the standard of VAR in the Premier League is poor. So why would it be any better in the Championship? We got away with one in midweek against Luton, the blatant handball. But this is what I mean. It swings and roundabouts, and I know that is what football's all about. And me personally, I don't want to be sat in a stadium for an extra 10 minutes where referees are talking with no communication to the fans. That's not it for me.
Okay. Do you think it's getting worse?
It's been so bad for so long. It's just plateaued at terrible. it's just some of the decisions week on week. And again, it swings and roundabouts, but you just don't want to see it. Just common sense decisions sometimes. And yeah.
Okay. All right, then finally this week, because of the big news, and of course, across the pond with the big American action, we are cheekily asking who has been the biggest American influence on Cardiff City. And of course, we've threw in South America here as well, given that there haven't been too many North American links. We asked ChatGPT, would you have a hazard guess as to what they threw back?
I'm the only one that comes to mind straight away is Eddie Johnson.
Yeah, it's one. Fabio da Silva as well, as a Brazilian-born.
Yes.
And
if we're saying best, yes, Fabio da Silva. But the most influential, name any Cardiff fan, Eddie Johnson, the USA's. I was there when he scored. I was also there when he scored his second goal and immediately scored an own goal. He is probably the best and worst player I've ever seen.
Can you beat that? All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Lee. We'll catch you, of course, next week. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. It's 10 minutes, 15 minutes of Bluebirds chat every single week. And we're grateful for you watching. Thank you and have a great international break. See you in 2.